Hi guys, so today I'm going to show you a minimalistic mood board with a touch of industrial. So let's go. The flooring. This is a vinyl flooring and it's water resistant, so it's perfect for a kitchen. These are the colors that I would use for this type of look. For this actual look, I would use probably this one. It's the most neutral one. Then we go to the kitchen. This is for a kitchen, living, dining area. For the kitchen, I love this color. This is a very neutral shade. It's kind of like a mushroom, taupe, very light color. And it blends in with many colors, this color. So you can not only have to use blue, you can also use a green, you can also use a mustard. It's a very easy palette to use, easy color to use. When designing the kitchen, in a kitchen, when using minimalistic approach, it's very important not to have handles in a minimalistic kitchen as much as possible. If it's a big kitchen, you can have handles, but if it's not that big, ideally you don't. What I like to use is a contrast U-shaped handle. So the doors will be plain like this, and then you'd have a groove of this color, for example, where you're bringing the floors onto the furniture. And like that, you have kind of like a flow, but you're still keeping it relatively light since we've chosen a relatively dark flooring. When it comes to the countertop, I would go for a very simple countertop. But again, it depends how much light you have in the room. So if you have a lot of light in the room, then you will be able to go for something a little bit darker. But if you don't have a lot of light in the room, then you might need to go for something lighter. I personally like this color with this kitchen. There's also a more of a natural look, which is something like this. This also goes nicely. However, I personally prefer to go for a plain look. So you have the countertop, the cupboards of the kitchen, and the groove of the handle. And this will be your flooring. When it comes to, and this is actually a bigger piece of the countertop, when it comes to handles, if you need to add a TV unit, for example, or something like that, then you can add some accessories. Some people tend to go for stainless steel or dark black matte. For this type of look, I personally would prefer a charcoal gray. I think it's softer and still keeping in with the whole look and feel of the space. There's quite a big difference with stainless steel and this adds a contrast. Always try to pick your hardware in a matte finish for this type of look, because we don't want to attract too much attention to handles. Then we go to the carpets. Me personally, for this type of look, I would love to add color to this type of look. I want to mention something about carpets. I'll be doing a video on carpets, so stay tuned on that one. But with regards to a rug, it depends on the sofa. I would go for a plain sofa, something like this, and then I would add color like this on the rug. I think that would add a nice vibe in the living room. But you could also go for a simple plain color like this, and then add plants around to add vibe. For the color of the wall, I tend to choose a relatively neutral shade when it comes to minimalism. So the color I would choose would be very similar to the actual kitchen, especially if it's a big kitchen. So I would choose something like this, so we wouldn't have too much of a contrast. When it comes to curtains, very simple curtains. Again, something on the taupe color, something matte, something that looks like linen, and then a soft linen, just gonna move that a bit, a soft linen sheer. This is a bit thick. You can also go for something a little bit lighter and thinner like this to add more light to the property. It always depends on how much light you have in the property. With regards to a throw, if you were to opt for this type of carpet, which I put over, where did I put it? Ah, here it is, sorry. Which, if you go for this type of carpet, and this type of sofa, then you could afford to go for a nice throw, and that would spice it up a bit. But if you were to go for this carpet with this sofa color, then I wouldn't go for the throw. I would go for a simple throw and maybe incorporate either this color or this color in the throw. Last but not least, your little ornaments around the house. So with this type of look, I like to spice things up a little bit. So go for something neutral and simple, and always pick neutral tones, even if there's color. In this, there's pink and dark blue, but they're so neutral that they don't really show that much, and they blend in a lot with the whole mood that we're going for. You could also add something like this, which would be quite sweet, and it would add a bit of contrast. I love to add things like this, some art around the house. This, to me, creates character in the property. When it comes to picking the stools, I would choose something that is relatively natural looking, although we're going for a minimalistic look. This is a type of stool, for example. These you can find even tall bar stools for a peninsula or a kitchen or an island, or even the chairs, or even the dining table. When it's minimalism, it doesn't always have to be super modern. It would be nice to add a bit of warmth in a minimalistic look, and like that, it doesn't look too clinical. Always also choose fabrics. For example, this is a cushion. If we were to go for this type of sofa, and you're not really happy with choosing a throw, maybe you don't use a throw, you don't need a throw, then you could go for cushions. This is going to create a nice texture in the living room, and always do the karate chop in your cushions. I tend to like to use duck feathered cushions so that they feel very soft and they don't feel too full, and you can kind of shape them in the shape that you want them to be. I hope you liked my video today. Stay tuned for more. Thank you.